Hey guys, my name is Lisa and welcome to tonight's call. We're going to talk about the business part of Plexus, not just the products. And so I'm going to share, and we're going to have two other friends share their story about the business. I've been a nurse for about 20 years, and I really thought that that was just all I was going to do for the rest of my life after I graduated was just work as a nurse. And I've worked in the hospital, I've worked in doctor's offices. Um, I've done a lot of different areas of nursing, and it does require a lot of time. It requires a lot of me being gone, especially working in the hospital. You have to take a lot of call, work nights and weekends and holidays. And that's just kind of what I did. That's just kind of all that I knew for a long time. That was just kind of expected. What I did was for the first 15 years, I either worked in a hospital or an office full time. And I took a lot of time away from my family. And about 5 years ago, whenever I was introduced to Plexus, I really needed the health aspect of it, even though I had great access to prescriptions and all kinds of treatments in Western medicine. I still wasn't feeling like I could be feeling um, if my health was in check. So it's kind of ironic. I finally was able to get my health in check and got on these great products. And it was really organic for me because I never thought that I would be in network marketing, having a nursing degree. I just always thought that's the only way that I would ever make money. About 5 years ago, my husband and I decided to take on a huge project and to buy this house out in the country with acreage and a pool and all kinds of fun stuff. And living next door to his parents built a house next door. And so we were all going to be here together, and they have horses, and it's just beautiful out here. And so we really wanted to take advantage of this opportunity, but it was going to be a huge financial responsibility, one that I just wasn't sure I was going to be able to take on. My husband, thankfully, was listening to the Lord, and the Lord knew how we were going to be able to afford it. I, on paper, told my husband, I said, there's just no way we can afford this. So I was really stressed out about 5 years ago. And, I was working, I just started working in an office to where I was able to work a little bit more regular hours. I had two kids 5 years ago. Still have two kids, but 5 years ago, I had two kids, and they couldn't drive. So of course, you have to think about what we're going to do with them and getting them to and from. So I was working. I couldn't pick them up from school because I was working till 5 every day, and wasn't able to be there at all their practices and their games and things like that. And so I knew that we had this huge burden coming up. Good burden. It's a eustress, eustress. That's what they taught us in nursing school. It's a good stress, but it's still a stress, like getting married or buying a house or having a child. It's a stress, but it's a good stress, but it's still stress. So, whenever Luke, he's 16 now, when he was 4, I was working in an operating room, and I was working nights and weekends and holidays, and I was taking call, and it was just awful. The schedule was awful. And I missed so much in my son's life. And I just came to a place where I told my husband, I said, it's just, this isn't what I want. I don't want to miss Luke growing up. I don't want to miss all these things. And the money was great, but I was missing out on being the mom that I wanted to be and to be able to make those memories with Luke. And so I quit my hospital job, and I went to take office hours. But again, I was still working until 5 and missing a lot of stuff at night, in the evening. And so anyway, 5 years ago, when I had this great opportunity to change my health, to radically change my health in a way that I was never taught in nursing school, to get to the root of the problem, I couldn't not share what these products had done for me. And I really felt selfish not sharing what they had done because it was just such a simple choice to make to get to the root of the problem, and to not make the cure worse than the symptoms that I was having in the first place. Sometimes these prescription medicines can actually cause more side effects than the actual health issue you're trying to solve. So it was really a win-win. So whenever I started sharing, and I just like I would share a great pair of shoes that I got on sale, or a great movie, or a great book. I just started sharing organically. And whenever people started asking me about it, because they were in a desperate place with their health as well, when I started sharing, I was able to really see the potential of this business, even as a nurse, not working in a hospital or not working nights and weekends and holidays. And I was able to still help people with their health, and get them to a better place with that, and still be able to stay home. Because you guys, 5 years ago, when we were about to buy this house and all this property, and do all this work to it, my husband, I was telling my husband, I said, the office hours are better than hospital hours, but the pay is not near as good. So in order to be able to afford what we're about to embark on, I'm going to have to get a second job. And I was this close to either picking up some shifts at the hospital, or cleaning houses, on the weekends or something, to make extra money. What's interesting is that the whole reason I left the hospital and started working in the office, the doctor's office, was so I could have more time at home. Yet here I am about to go take another job that takes me out of the home, takes me away from my family, and puts more responsibility on my husband, quite frankly. So I was so close. I was so stressed because I didn't know what other choice I had, until the Lord's timing. I tell you, he's just so good, y'all, at bringing exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. And I didn't need Plexus a minute sooner than when he brought it to us. So I started being able to supplement my income, my nursing income, with Plexus, not taking me out of the home, not taking me away from my family, and be able to provide a great stream of income. So people ask me, how are you able to be a nurse and still work the business? You guys, this is such a flexible business, and y'all, we do 95% of what I do is on my phone. And it's so simple. We really make it more complicated than it is, I think, but it's so simple to be able to share from your phone. We share everything from our phone anyway. And so I actually, in the last about year and a half, I actually don't work full time in the office now. I've been able to cut those hours down and still be able to make money doing Plexus on the side. And so I actually work 4 days a week now, and 2 of those days are half days. Now I can pick up extra shifts if I want, if they need me to, I can, but I don't have to. And that's what's so great, as I don't have to. I love what I do. I love being a nurse. I love my patients and my office staff. I love it. So I'm happy to be there. But it's nice to know I don't have to be there full time if I don't want to be, which gives me that freedom to be able to go to class trips with my kids, and be able to go to the pep rallies, and go places with them and do things with them. And I get to be the one that takes them to the doctors, their checkups, and things like that. So it's really great, and it's really taken a huge financial strain off of my husband and off our marriage. I mean, we used to argue about money and where is it going to come from, and how are we going to meet our financial goals and still be able to be a family that's there for each other. So this has been such a blessing in so many ways, health wise, obviously, but also financially. So I'm so thankful. And I just work my business whenever I can. I work it on my lunch break at work. And when I'm not at work, I work a lot on the weekends, which is great. But I'm never not there for my kids when they need me, or my husband. And that's made all the difference. So that's my story in a nutshell. Stephanie is going to share her story, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and actually where she's doing this call from. You talk about time freedom. She's going to tell you a little bit about that in real time right now.
Hey, thanks, Lisa. I love hearing your story every single time. But yeah, I'm actually in a hotel room. We are vacationing down at the beach for fall break, and we would not be here without Plexus. And so we've just had a wonderful time spending time with the family. Quality time together is definitely my love language. And so it's been a great week. But my name is Stephanie Mundy, and I live in the Denver area. And I've been with Plexus for about 4 years. And I really just started for energy. I have twin boys, and they were about a year and a half old at the time that I heard about Plexus. And I was just tired of being tired, tired of doctors telling me, it's just normal. You're a twin mom now. Here you go. And I'd wanted these babies for so long. I was like, this cannot be all that there is. I don't have the energy to be the kind of mom that I wanted to be. And it was weighing on me. It was leading into some anxiety, into some depression. Um, and the friend that introduced me just knew, what if this can help you? And so I'm so, so glad that she shared. I didn't try right away. I waited a few months, kind of did my research, and then jumped in and actually purchased the products for myself for my birthday, which is something I never would have done. My husband and I are both teachers. Teacher salaries are not awesome, but we did not have the money at the time, but I had to do something. And so I decided I would give the products a try. We had budgeted for us to take that next year off. My babies had some NICU time, and we had budgeted for us to take, 1 year off. And so I had no intentions of doing the business at all. I just wanted to feel better. And that happened pretty quickly for me. And please she was like all teaching them. Even though my heart was no longer in it, I just knew that we had to financially. It wasn't a choice. I was hoping 300 to 400 and that you're off. I do things go, but I had no. My sponsor had put a little bug in my ears and my babies with family that lived through this. And she said, you know what? Those are your babies up there. What? She goes, people are going to, they're doing. And so I just went from the experience that I had, the experience that my mom and my sister and my best friend were having. And I kind of had an accidental business. Everybody says that I'm cutting out. I'm so sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
okay?
we can hear you now. You're good.
Okay. I'm sorry. So Plex was an accidental business for me. But at that point in time, I knew I didn't want to be teaching in the fall. And so my husband had a conversation. We knew how much money I would to going back plus at that point. So I said, I'm going to go for it. I went all in. And I work my business at that time,
Oh, it looks like we lost Stephanie. I know she was having some internet problems. So what we'll do is Melissa, if it's okay, we'll go ahead and kick it over to you and let you share, and you can kind of close us down. And if Stephanie's able to come back, we'll let her finish up. Is that okay, Melissa?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks, Lisa. Hey guys. Am I cutting out too, or am I good? Am I good? Good. Okay. Sorry, I am actually hiding in the car right now because I just picked up talking about working from anywhere, right? I just picked up my daughter from dance, and my guys are watching the Braves game, and it's getting a little loud inside there. So I was like, I'm just going to sit in my car and tell my story. And you know what? This is the beauty of this business. And I know I'll talk about that in a minute, but the beauty of this business is that I can work my business anywhere I want. So I am in my car, and guys, I will even show you. I'm in my brand new third Lexus that I just got. So pretty pumped about it. I'll show you guys. Pretty awesome. So this business for me was super accidental. I had no intention whatsoever of working a business, but the Lord knew better for me. I actually started for the products alone. I was miserable, fatigued. I had really bad IBS at the time. And if you know anything about that, that can be really embarrassing, and just really not fun, right? And so I just had a lot of like just health issues going on that I was just struggling with. But I really needed the income too. Like my husband is a military officer. He has a good, very, very good job. But we were just kind of like living like not, I didn't have a great margin in our budget. Let's just put it that way. Every time we went on a trip, we put it on the credit card, and I just didn't want to go back to work full time. I worked full time before my kids were born, and I had this degree that I could use, but I just didn't want to go back to work full time. I really wanted to be the mom that was able to take your kids to school in the morning and pick up her kids in the afternoon. And if somebody got sick, I could stay at home with them. And I could be the mom that took stuff to the party, at school. And I wanted to be able to do those things for my kids. And so I was actually, when I found Plexus and started for the products, I was actually teaching aerobics full time. And guys, I can go ahead and tell you right now, if you think a teacher's salary is bad, teaching aerobics was real bad. It was like nothing. But I use that extra like $150 a month to just like go do a couple things that I wanted to do for myself, or buy the kids stuff or whatever. But guys, that doesn't go very far. We know that. So I really had a desire to make money and contribute to my family, but still be able to stay at home. But when Plexus entered my life, I was like, there is no way I'm doing this network marketing thing. I had this whole weird idea about what network marketing was. And so not a great impression of network marketing, I'll be honest. And so when I started Plexus, I was like, I'm never going to share this. I really don't even want anybody to know that I'm doing this. And then I just fell in love with the products. I fell in love with the way I was feeling. I fell in love with the healing that had gone on in my body. And so being in the health industry already, kind of, teaching aerobics and loving health-minded thought process, I just started telling people. And so that one thing led to another, that what I thought or what I said I wasn't going to do, the Lord said, oh, yes, you are. You're going to tell people, and this is going to be your business. And so for us, it has been a huge, huge life-changing move for us. It just fell in my lap, but I have taken that, and the Lord has really blessed me a huge amount, as he has these other two women, but he's just blessed us so much. I don't have to worry about a car payment. So there's that. When we go on trips now, we pay for them in cash. We just put a pool in our backyard and paid for almost all of it in cash, which was so nice. Something that I'd always wanted growing up. I never had a pool growing up, and I wanted to have a pool for my kids. We love to swim. We love outside, to be outside. And we've bought a camper and been able to go do things like that. It has given my husband some margin when he gets ready to retire. He's got 32 years in the military, and he'll be retiring in the next couple of years. And when he gets ready to retire, he can go do what he wants to do instead of what he has to do. He was talking before Plexus ever came along about, what am I going to do when I retire? I got to go find something that will supplement that income that I'm not getting from retire. When I retire, I'll get retirement, but I have to find something that will supplement that income. Well, now he can go find something that he just enjoys doing. That maybe he can, get out of the house. He don't want to be stuck at the house all the time, but he can do what he enjoys doing. And so I have people, ask me all the time, like, how do you work this business? How does this fit into your life? Guys, this fits into my life where I want it to fit into my life. I go to the gym in the morning. I enjoy going to lunch with people during the day. I work my business, when I can. No, I don't work full time like Lisa does. But I really just fit it into the nooks and the crannies of my day. And when I'm with my kids, I don't work. When I pick my kids up in the afternoons, my phone is somewhere buried down in somewhere in my car over there. I don't worry about working my business on vacation. I don't worry about, I have a great team, and I can work things out before I leave for vacation. I'm not attached to my phone all the time, which I think which is what people worry about with this. But I just work it in the nooks and the crannies of my day. And it's so great because that is the beauty of residual income. You're able to be at home and work from home, but then be able to have the time freedom that you really want, rather than going to an office every day and being stuck with a boss who tells you you can't take off when you want to. I can take off whenever I want to. We just actually booked a Disney trip for November, and my husband was like, he was the only one that had to worry about taking off. We're all like, all right, we're going. I can go whenever I want. So this business has really meant a lot to us. It has given us so much financial freedom, and just so much, that we didn't ever, we just been able to dream so much bigger than we ever thought that we would. And so we still have dreams, we still have things that we want to do. But I'm just so thankful for this business. I'm so thankful for the ethical and moral integrity of our company, and just the way that they run things. And that's something that I can get behind, products that work, that I can get behind, for an extended amount of time, for as long as I want to do this, which is, I don't see ever there being an end in sight. So I'm so excited, just to have this opportunity. So I'm going to turn it back over to Stephanie and let her be able to share her story. Now maybe she's gotten that internet stuff worked out.
Thanks, Melissa. So sorry, you guys. I switched my internet connection here, so hopefully we should be okay. But gosh, I don't know that I've heard all of Melissa's story either. So that was awesome to listen to. Just as mamas, yeah, our hearts just yearn to be at home. And I knew that that's what I wanted as well. And I had never let myself go there because I didn't think that it would ever be a possibility. And when Plexus came into my life and I started to realize and looked over the compensation plan that could be a possibility, my husband and I just had the conversation. We said, you know what, let's do this. Let's have you stay home, do all the things, bring the kids to school, pick them up. And honestly, I couldn't believe that this was going to be a possibility for me. And so, like I said, we worked through that first year. I started to build a team and just really started to see, not only being a stay-at-home mom, but I'm like, look, we can give more. We can, start talking about some of those dreams we've talked about, but we've never really thought were a possibility. And like Melissa said, learning more about the company and going to events and just hearing and seeing and being a part of the integrity of this company, just it was just way different than what I thought network marketing was all about. I always said that I would never do network marketing. But just being a part of Plexus and meeting the leaders and meeting teams and sidelines and Lisa and Melissa, it was like this. I knew this was the answer to so many prayers, even though it wasn't the one that I was hoping I was going to get. So this past year, I actually decided to homeschool my kids. God had laid it on my heart a couple of years ago, and my husband was like, no way, we are not going to do that. And this year, with everything going on, he's like, all right, let's give it a try. And so I have been blessed with that opportunity as well. I can work my business, like Melissa said, when and where I want to. I can put together, I am not a person that has to have a certain schedule every single day. So like I said, when my babies were little, I would work when they were napping. It was just easier, or after they went to bed. And now obviously they're not doing that anymore. And so I can work my business when and where I have the time. A lot of times that is after they go to bed, but I have that option. I have the option of working while I'm on vacation. I have the option of not working while I'm on vacation. I just love the time freedom that this business has given our family. And we, like I said, my husband is a teacher, but he has a summer business as well, as most teachers do. But we are actually planning in the next year for him to take the year off so that we can RV across the country. And we just made these plans recently. And it was, like I said, one of those things that was on our dream board, but we just never thought that we would have the opportunity to do. And so because of Plexus, we have had so many answered prayers that we were not expecting. One other tip that I have, like I said, having your husband and your family be a part of your business. And my kids always know, if I'm on my phone or working, why I'm doing it and what I am doing, because they are a huge part of my why and what we do. And so they're just a part of it all the time. And so I'm just so very, very grateful. And the last tip I would like to give, if you are thinking about, starting your Plexus business, is just do not compare yourself to others. I tried to put myself into a box with other people of this is when they work their business and they work it at this time during the day, and that just did not work for me. For me, it was around, my baby's schedule, and now it's around our homeschooling schedule, and it doesn't have to be the same every day. That's what I love. When I was a teacher, I had to be there 8 to 4 every single day. And now I can work my business in the nooks and crannies of my day, and it has just provided us so many blessings. But that's my story. So thank you, Lisa, for allowing me to share.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad that you could hop back on. I'll tell you what, this is just life. And sometimes the internet connections just aren't as fluid as we'd like them to be, but that's okay. So the Lord prevailed. I was praying that you would be able to hop back on. And so so glad that you could share, because I love your story. I mean, you have 2 little lives now that you're able to just pour into them every day and be with them, especially now. What a crazy time this year has been. And so I'm so glad that you've been able to be there with your boys, especially now. And, they really need you right now with all the schooling stuff and everything. So, so thanks guys for hopping on. This is this is recorded, and so we'll have this link available soon. So if y'all have any questions for me, Stephanie, or Melissa, feel free to private message us, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. So y'all have a great night. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.